Greetings everyone. My thanks go to the President of the Pan-African Parliament for opening and hosting the Thematic Consultation on post-2015 and governance here in South Africa. I also thank the German government for making this meeting possible and for sponsoring the range of activities which are contributing to the whole global consultation on the role of governance in the post-2015 development agenda. At UNDP, we're very pleased to be a co-facilitator of this consultation, together with the Office of the United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights. I'm sorry I can't be with you in person today because I've come to Colombia for a global conference on accelerating progress on the Millennium Development Goals. At UNDP, we think the post-2015 development agenda will be taken even more seriously if the international community is seen to have made every possible effort to achieve the current set of MDG goals and targets, and that's what the Bogota meeting's about. By focusing global attention on clear and measurable human development outcomes, those Millennium Development Goals have helped improve the lives of many. The agenda which follows them will have to build on those achievements and be even more ambitious in seeking to build a better future for all. In this consultation, you are focusing on the role governance can play in delivering on that ambition. The post-2015 development agenda can be seen as the next step in implementing the full vision of the Millennium Declaration of 2000 to advance human rights, democracy, and good governance as intrinsic to development. Governance impacts greatly on development outcomes, and we are hearing an increasing demand from civil society to discuss ways of including governance and accountability in the global development agenda, both to ensure the legitimacy of development policies and as central to extending human dignity and justice to all. The feedback from the global UN consultation process to date suggests that capable, fair, and accountable governments are seen as essential for driving development forward. Indeed, in the poll conducted through the My World website, honest and responsive government is receiving the second largest number of votes behind education as the most important issue that people want tackled in the post-2015 agenda. For UNDP, governance isn't just about institutions. It's also about people being empowered to engage with institutions and hold them accountable. Governance in this broader context, local, national and global, based on the rule of law, compliance with international law, and principles of inclusion and participation, will be an important driver of success across all dimensions of that next global development agenda. The post-2015 consultations also suggest that while the provision of education, clean water, and health services, for example, is rightly seen as very important to human development also requires a focus on other areas too. The global jobs crisis, growing inequalities, natural resource scarcity, and climate change are frequently being raised as needing more effective responses from governments. There's interest in finding ways of developing indicators for governance, for equality, and for peace and security. All of these are referenced in the Millennium Declaration. But the jury's out on how exactly could such areas be incorporated in the post-2015 agenda, whether it be through general principles, broad goals, and or specific goals and targets at the global and or national levels. This meeting in South Africa will inform the member states of the United Nations as they reflect on the shape of the post-2015 agenda. I thank each one of you for your willingness to participate in forming that agenda through your deliberations this week. Have a great meeting.